This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, 5 vehicles, including a police car and bus, are involved in a crash in Dunedin, trapping a woman. Navigating Dunedin streets in a wheelchair has one woman fearing for her safety if nothing is changed. And celebrating Māori Language Week, a free sausage sizzle for students with just one catch. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Police say an officer involved in a 5-car crash in central Dunedin this morning in which a woman was trapped may have suffered a medical event. 5 vehicles, a police car, bus and 3 other cars were involved in the crash at the intersection of York Place and Smith Street near a preschool and nursery. Emergency services worked to free the woman after she became trapped between 2 cars. She had moderate to serious injuries and was taken to Dunedin Hospital. Police say a baby in her care was also checked at the hospital and was understood to have minor injuries. The officer was also receiving treatment there. Witnesses say the police car was travelling at speed up York Place without siren or flashing lights when it collided with a Mazda Demio. The Mazda then collided with a parked Ford Focus, trapping the woman between the 2 cars. The police car continued on, knocking over a lamppost before colliding with an Otago Road Services school bus. Police are investigating. The Dunedin City Council is trying to find out what caused a bad smell which upset residents near Tahuna Wastewater Treatment Plant yesterday. Several people contacted the council soon after noon complaining about a smell they say was so appalling they had to cover their noses to try and block it out. It was noticeable until about 12:30 and had gone by about 1:30. The council say it could have been a particularly smelly batch of industrial waste, although it can't be sure. The upgraded Tahuna plant treats about 30 million litres of wastewater each day. And a wheelchair-bound woman fears for her safety if nothing is done to improve the curbing in South Dunedin's main street. Fiona Russell says trying to navigate the Hillside Road and King Edward Street intersection in her wheelchair can be dangerous, but help may be on the way.
A clear and obvious problem for wheelchair users in South Dunedin. This curb on King Edward Street is proving a frustration as it's clearly too high for the wheels to navigate.
The big issue is that the curbing is quite low on one side and awkward on the other for us to get up.
Fiona Russell says her chair often will get stuck between the gutter and curbing, leaving her vulnerable to turning vehicles.
Also, taxis, every time we use them, we have to get off the curb, go on the road to get onto the taxi.
She says when she complained to the Dunedin City Council, she was told there were no plans to upgrade the curbing in the area for another 12 years.
DCC won't do anything for it in 2030, which I think is quite a long time.
The council say several reseals on top of each other have made the crossing points steeper than they should be, and improvements will be made over the spring and summer months. In Dunedin, The South Today.
And police are investigating after a grassy area on the grounds of Beachlands Speedway was severely damaged. Senior Sergeant Trevor Thompson says the property was broken into between the 2nd and 11th of September. A vehicle had been used to rip up the grassy area. Police would like to hear from anyone with information in relation to the damage. And students at Otago University have been treated to a free sausage sizzle today, as long as they could introduce themselves in te reo. The event was held as part of celebrations for Māori Language Week, aiming to increase people's confidence in using te reo in everyday situations.
Ko Jaina ahau, no anganui ahau.
And if you want to add more,
I lining up for a free sausage and bread. But first, University of Otago students receive a little tuition from Zayn Benson Brown on how to introduce themselves using the Maori language.
To obtain this free sausage sizzle, they must give an account of where they are from and who they are, but in Māori. So just a way to help promote the reo.
Today's event on the Union lawn saw students getting a chance to socialise, as well as an introduction to the art of weaving flax, or harakiki. Benson Brown says he believes the Maori language is important to New Zealand's identity.
It's important because basically Māoritanga, I believe, is an integral part of the identity of New Zealand. So to promote Māoritanga is to promote our cultural identity.
He says New Zealand should follow the examples of other nations in the world that speak more than one language.
It has been shown scientifically that those countries do very well in terms of their place in the world, I guess. If New Zealand adapted this mindset of raising te reo Māori with te reo Pākehā or English, there's no doubt that it would make a great benefit to our future generations.
The Maori language became an official language of New Zealand in 1987, with a report in 2013 revealing almost 150,000 people can hold a conversation in Maori about everyday things. In Otapoti for the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, St Mary's in Timaru will soon be alive with the sound of music once more. And it's game on for girls coding at Dunstan High School.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making Lawn Care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. Dunedin Airport Management says it has no plans to extend its runway, despite major entertainers booked at Forsyth Bar Stadium having to truck their gear from Christchurch. For the recent Pink concert in Dunedin, the two 747s and one 767 needed to carry equipment were too big for Dunedin Airport. The set had to be flown to Christchurch, loaded onto trucks and freighted by road. A recent report reveals the Christchurch City Council plans to allocate $220 million towards a new covered stadium. But Dunedin Airport says the runway could be extended in the future if daily demand rather than occasional demand made it worthwhile. The Sound of Music is set to once again ring out from St Mary's Anglican Church in Timaru. The historic Church Street building has been closed for earthquake strengthening work since January and will reopen in time for the annual Battle of Britain commemorative service this Sunday.
Putting the finishing touches on earthquake strengthening at St Mary's Anglican Church in Timaru. It's been closed since the start of the year, but will finally open its doors again on Sunday in time for the annual Battle of Britain commemorative service. Musical director Lucy Dillon says it's been a long wait.
It's got amazing acoustics and it's just, yes, it fits a lot more people and it's just got a great atmosphere and it's so beautiful. Work in progress at the moment, but it's still beautiful.
The strengthening work followed previous closures of the church due to safety concerns following the September 2010 Christchurch earthquake. The church was damaged and the spire had to be removed on the more than 100-year-old building. The first musical event in the renovated church is set to be a lunchtime concert next week.
We've got quite a few soloists and we've got the Glenetti Choir and I'm playing a couple of solos and Reverend John who's also playing a trumpet solo.
Workers have been busy reinstalling the 200 pipes of church organ, which had to be removed for safety during the renovation work. Dillon says she's looking forward to the lunchtime concert, the first held in the church this year.
We started doing monthly ones last month and it will go through till November because December's just that bit too busy.
The remaining two lunchtime concerts will be held on the third Friday of each month in Timaru, the South today.
It's game on as girls start to master the art of coding at Dunstan High School. Coding, also known as computer programming, is being taught to both boys and girls by Head of Digital Studies, Frankie Boyd.
Female students mastering the skill of programming a Sphero robot. It's all part of an initiative to boost confidence in coding or computer programming.
So this is the Sphero and we connect it with Bluetooth to our Kindles. So we have an app that we use that just connects them together.
The school wants to establish a coding club for girls, allowing them to learn at their own pace. The pupils program the Sphero to move forwards, backwards, sideways or spin on the spot.
We can change the different colours, so we can turn it pink or green or whatever, and we just control it using this. And then you can change the speed of it.
Pupils have also used coding to create computer games. They say they're keen to get the girls' coding club up and running, and it's clear to see why.
And so you just pop it on the floor and use an aim, which we have in here, with the little light, and we connect it so that we know which way it's going.
The school's anticipating an increase in the popularity of coding, so they plan to add a further 12 Spheros to the 6 they've already got. In Alexandra, the South Today.
And after the break on the South Today, training sessions for competitors coming from far and wide for the Hororata Highland Games. And we find out what the weather has in store for us.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Interior designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, as Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Welcome back. Otago's Susie Bates has stepped down as New Zealand women's cricket captain. She was appointed White Ferns captain in 2011, having made her international debut 5 years earlier. Bates says she's arrived at a point in her career in which she believes she can contribute more to the team by placing a greater emphasis on her performance as a player. Bates turns 31 on Sunday and is in demand around the world. In addition to her national team commitments, she has contracts in England and Australia. She says captaining the White Ferns was a great honour and a rewarding experience. Amy Satterthwaite is set to take over. And training sessions in heavy lifting are being held for competitors at the upcoming Hororata Highland Games. The event is now the largest Highland Games in New Zealand and attracts competitors from Australia and beyond.
Practising for the Hororata Highland Games. These competitors have their weekends booked with training and learning sessions for the heavy lifting events in November's Games. What started as a fundraiser to rebuild an earthquake-damaged church 8 years ago has grown into an annual event and has put the Canterbury Plains town of Hororata on the map.
Never thought it was going to grow like this. Luckily we have the Hororata Community Trust behind us now, and they are backing the games all the way and actually organising the games. If it wasn't for them, I don't think we'd be able to do this.
The event attracts participants from across the world and has also turned Ashburton local Craig Manson into an international champ.
We've got Craig here today training. He started here 2 years ago, amateurs, and now he's the Australian champion.
Conversations with the Christchurch Diocese about repairing the historic church have stalled, so the funds raised are instead going towards the local community centre. But the Highland Games gives others a chance to raise funds as well.
This is not only a fundraiser for the Hororata Community Trust, but also for the local schools. All have stalls at the games.
And he says Hororata itself is well on the mend, following the destruction of the earthquake 8 years ago.
We are moving on. There's still a few broken houses, but some are getting fixed and some people are just moving on. But within the community, positive, everything's pretty positive.
The 8th annual Hororata Highland Games will be held at Hororata Domain in mid-November. In Canterbury for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Police say an officer involved in a 5-car crash in central Dunedin in which a woman was trapped may have suffered a medical event. Navigating South Dunedin streets in a wheelchair has one woman fearing for her safety if nothing has changed. And Māori Language Week with a free sausage sizzle for Otago students who introduce themselves in Te Reo. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT.
Hello.
Welcome, Paul.
Yeah. So we've got some interesting costings in tomorrow's paper about the Otago Regional Council's bid for a new headquarters.
Okay.
So it was looking at Dowling Street building, and that's actually cost $437,000 to look at this building that's not going to happen. Council says that was mostly used for consultation, so that will be useful for future developments they may look at, but they actually spent $1.19 million on the move to Philip Lang House for some staff as well.
Yes, okay.
So yeah, it's interesting, some quite big numbers there. 697 Dunedin residents took part in a local government survey of how their quality of life in Dunedin. And apparently it's just peachy, according to most of them.
Oh, that's good news.
87% still say it's good, very good, or excellent. Unfortunately, we've been pipped a little bit. Tauranga had 91% on that same scale. And Hutt City and Wellington with second and third. We're slightly ahead of Christchurch though, but it's still pretty good, 87% satisfaction is good. And probably mentioned about the weather, so we're going to get a real warm burst in the next week. Temperatures up into the 20s, and we've got a story on that. And we've also got a story on where all the southerlies went this winter, why we didn't have them, what was going on, that was different this year. So that's quite interesting.
Sure is.
So, yeah,
great.
We've got quite a lot happening.
That's great. Thanks for coming over.
Okay.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MolMap.
And today's southern view is of cherry blossoms on the University of Otago campus. Looking at the situation, firstly the good news, it should be mostly fine and mild through to Saturday, but look out for some strong winds and showers later on the weekend as a cold front moves onto the South Island. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport will be cloudy with some rain, both with a high of 13 degrees. Across to the northeast now, Nelson mostly fine with a high of 17, and similar for Blenheim with a high of 20 degrees. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? And to Canterbury, mostly fine in Kaikoura with a high of 16. Christchurch, fine for you as well, 19 degrees. While Ashburton, you're in for clear skies and a high of 18. Looking at what's in store for the southern regions, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can expect moderate westerlies and skies clearing with a high of 15. Moving westwards now to the Central Lakes area, Queenstown and Wanaka are in for moderate nor'westers with some cloud and a high of 16. Same for Alexandra, but a couple of extra degrees to look forward to. And I'm sorry for those of you in Te Anau, but it's fresh westerlies and showers with a high of 14 for you. Moving now to the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru are in for moderate nor'westers with some cloud and a high of 18. Similar inland for Omarama and Twizel, but slightly cooler with a high of 16. In Dunedin, there will be some cloud tonight with an overnight low of 8. It should be fine tomorrow with sunny periods and some high cloud and fairly moderate mild northerlies. A brief period of sou'westers and scattered showers mid-afternoon before clearing. And fine and sunny on Friday with light northerly or nor'westerly winds, an expected high of 16 for both Thursday and Friday. And in Invercargill, it'll be cloudy tonight with a few showers and an overnight low of 7. Showers are going to kick off the day tomorrow, but they should clear with fresh, cool westerly winds dying out, a high of 15 tomorrow. And nor'westerlies freshening tomorrow night, followed by a mostly fine day on Friday with sunny periods and some cloud, as well as some fresh gusty nor'westers, a high of 14 and dropping it down to 7. And that's all from the team here at the South Today. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube at channel39.co.nz and at odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.